Welcome to the Man United stream, hope you're doing well. We have got a really busy show today. We're talking about the takeover and what the hell is going on with this takeover, because we're getting some news that might be concerning to lots and lots of Manchester United fans. And also in today's show, we're going to be talking about this inquiry that's been set up by Ten Hag to look into why Manchester United players are getting injured, why so many players are getting injuries so early on in the season. We'll be discussing that and more in today's show. But before we kick off today's show, please hit that like button below this video so it gets pushed out to many more Manchester United fans. And if you're new to the Manchester United stream, please go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and opinions. Okay, so let's kick off today's weekend show with the latest news on the takeover. Now, we as Manchester United fans have been waiting almost a year to hear what is going on with the takeover and whether the Glazers will finally leave Manchester United and who the new owner of Manchester United will be. Now, we've known for some time that there's two likely parties that might take over at Manchester United. One is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who came in really early on and put his hat into the ring to buy Manchester United. And the other one is Sheikh Yassim of Qatar, of course, and he put in a bid as well. And both parties have been waiting to see what the Glazers will decide and when they'll decide to sell Manchester United. But since last week, we started getting reports of leaks coming out of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's camp that he will be restructuring his bid that he initially made, and now he wants to buy only 25% minority stake within Manchester United. Now, this made a big, massive sea change in what is going on with the Glazers and the takeover, because clearly the Glazers did not want to sell up 100% of Manchester United and want to stay on at Manchester United. We've known this for some time. We've known this because lots of leaks have come out during this takeover process that Joel and Avram, the two Glazer brothers, do not want to leave Manchester United and want to stay on in some capacity. And this is why Joel and Avram were never happy with the original bids received by Sheikh Yassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because it meant that they were going to give up control and ownership of Manchester United. But since the original bids went in from these two parties, we didn't have any further news on any further developments on the takeover. However, last week we started getting news that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to restructure his bid to appease the Glazers and allow them to stay on at Manchester United, and will only be seeking 25% ownership of Manchester United, which is ridiculous. Most fans are now up in arms because we don't want this. We do not want Sir Jim Ratcliffe 25% ownership of Manchester United, allowing the Glazers to stay on. That's our worst nightmare. That is absolutely not what Manchester United fans need and want from the ownerships. Now, if this deal does happen and Sir Jim Ratcliffe does get this done and gets that 25% and the Glazers stay on, this is the worst thing that could actually happen to Manchester United. We are getting another Glazer in the name of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and that is not what we wanted. We wanted someone to come in here and clear the debts of the club and actually start investing in the club, not to take dividends out, not to look at the club as a commercial entity. That is the biggest thing. We do not want an owner to come in and start counting the numbers and count how much money he's going to make from Manchester United. We do not want that. We want an absolute fan of the club. We want someone to come in and actually enjoy putting money into Manchester United and almost treating Manchester United like it's baby. That's what we want. We want someone to actually be passionate about the club and the way we're playing on the pitch, not what we're doing commercially and how much contracts we can get with sponsors and how much money we can get off the field. That is not what fans are interested in. We want success on the pitch, because we truly know that if we're successful on the pitch, everything else will fall in place. Everything else will come over time. We will get those sponsorship deals. Why do you think Manchester United still attract the big sponsors and big names to come in here and pay us what we ask for? Because of our success, what we've done in the past, because of our name and what Manchester United represents, or what they did represent, because under the Glazers I feel we've lost some of that identity. I really do apologise actually for going off on a tangent and start speaking about and having a rant about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and this 25% that he wants to purchase of Manchester United. But from the sources that we're speaking to, we are hearing that the Glazers are really interested in this offer and are looking to accept this offer, and that leaves us all in a place where we don't want to be. We don't want to be with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We wanted Sheikh Yassim, and that looks like it's not going to happen unless Sheikh Yassim comes in at the last minute and puts in an offer that blows away Sir Jim Ratcliffe's offer. Now we're all waiting. We're all waiting to see if that actually happens. We're praying that something like that happens because we do not want Sir Jim Ratcliffe to come in and put further debt onto the club, not clear the original debt, and not really do anything different to what the Glazers have been doing for 18 years. We do not want more of this. We just want the debt to be cleared and our club to be restored to what it was pre the Glazers. And the only reason why we're looking and favouring Sheikh Yassim is because what he's offering. He's offering to clear that debt and he's offering investment into Manchester United, and that is why most fans are picking Sheikh Yassim over Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Let us know your thoughts on this. A lot of Manchester United fans are getting in touch with us and are making it very clear that they want Sheikh Yassim. I don't think we've had many people, if any, that are supporting Sir Jim Ratcliffe. They all can see what he's going to bring to the table, which is absolutely nothing, and we need to be aware of this and we need to stop this if this goes any further. We cannot have many more years of another Glazer, another Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in and destroying Manchester United any further. We need to really put a stop to this, and there's only one hope left for us, and that is Sheikh Yassim. Now the current situation is that the Glazers prefer Sir Jim Ratcliffe and he is in pole position to take over at Manchester United. Now they're trying to work out the exact contract between the ownership and how it's going to work, the investment of £1.5 billion and what that is going to get Sir Jim Ratcliffe. It is worrying news, and this is why we are all panicking, but we are hoping that these reports are off the mark, because NDAs have been signed by all parties and the information coming out is not from the parties directly, it is from people around the actual process, so it could be off the mark. We are still hoping that Sheikh Yassim does come in and make one final offer for Manchester United that gets the Glazers thinking, but if that isn't the case, then we are looking at Sir Jim Ratcliffe becoming a 25% owner of Manchester United, and there'll be some weird setup going on where the Glazers will stay in charge, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe will have some say in what's going on at Manchester United. It is the worst case scenario and we're heading right directly to it. It is not good news. So Manchester United fans are pleading with Sheikh Yassim, come and rescue us, make that offer, make the Glazers think twice, make the Glazers come to you and get this deal done, because we need something new. We need a complete restart at Manchester United, and there's only one way to do that. Moving away from Takeover news, what is going on at Manchester United? Well, Erik ten Hag has ordered an inquiry into players being injured and why so many players at Manchester United have got injured so early on in the season. It will be really interesting to find out why so many Manchester United players have got injured so early on in the season. Now, we feel it's all got to do with the pre-season preparation. I think flying out to so many different locations, flying all over America, doing a whirlwind tour of America in such a time is not good for the players, where they should actually be concentrating on their health and their fitness. They're not doing that. They spend more time traveling on jets than they do on the ground training and working on their health, and putting that much strain and jet lag on these players is not fair. You hear Ten Hag and you hear other players coming out and saying that Manchester United play too much football, but the club and the players do have that summer break to relax and get things in order, and this is when they should be relaxing and making sure that their health and fitness is up to standard, rather than sitting on planes flying around across the world. It's just not right. Drop your comments below on what you think is causing all these injuries at Manchester United. Do you think it's the schedule? Do you think it's the pre-season schedule? Or do you think it's just the way Ten Hag is working the players at Manchester United? Do you think he's making them train too hard? Some people have suggested that that could be the cause of why so many players are getting injured at Manchester United. Drop your comments below. Let us know what you think. Make sure to hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel. You were watching the Man United stream, a channel by the fans for the fans.